Salutations, y'all. It is true. I am going back to school, specifically to community college, but it's school regardless. It's been a long while, but it's finally time for me to go back and actually finish my education, getting a degree, and maybe even think about and considering it going further into my education career kind of thing. Now, I don't think I've ever actually talked about, even before my time on YouTube or anything like that. Maybe I've mentioned it. I kind of doubt I have. Maybe I have earlier in this YouTube journey, but I don't know. I just wanted to film this video as not just an announcement, but also just a heads up as far as 2026 is concerned, because things are going to look different. That much I can guarantee you. I don't know how different, but my priorities is going to be changing in 2026. But before we get to more about how my journey going back to school is going to change YouTube, I want to give you all just a little bit backstory as far as what I mean by going back to school, because I don't think I've ever really shared this, but I did graduate in May of 2020, so that was during the very early heights of pandemic lockdown, and I did also attend a bigger university, one of the biggest universities actually locally for me, in the fall of 2020, and I did struggle. So that fall 2022, spring 2021 was quite a struggle for me. I couldn't really quite adjust, especially to the fact that I couldn't be on campus and a lot of online learning, and I've just learned that online learning really was not for me. And also, I wasn't even sure really what I wanted to major in, so I did come into that university undecided, and it was just so overwhelming for me. And one of my regrets actually was just not taking a gap year. I really should have just taken that time during the lockdown just to not think about going to school and just wait till maybe a year or two, and I didn't think about that. It was not something I really thought about or really wanted to do. So then I did drop out in the middle of fall 2021 due to the fact that I was in academic probation, actually, and I knew that if I continued on being in school, that I would be suspended for my lack of academic progress. I did not earn that many credits in the fall of 2020 and spring of 2021 in my college courses, so I knew that if I did not just straight up drop out, I would just get straight up suspended, and that's not something I wanted to do and have in my academic record. So after I dropped out of the middle of fall 2021, I started looking for a job just for me to have something to do and also make some money. And I managed to find a job, and I only stayed there for about 8 months. It was just a lot of work, a lot of full-time overtime hours, y'all. I was doing 60 hours a week. It's 10-hour days for 6 days straight. It's just a lot. So I had to quit after 8 months. Made a lot of money out of it, but it was a lot. And then and that was towards the end of 2022. So starting to the very end of 2022 to basically 2023 and beyond, I've been doing YouTube. That's when I finally got into YouTube, filming videos, editing videos, all these things. And behind the scenes, I was just trying to figure out, dang, should I go back to school? I've been trying to look for other jobs. I've not been getting anything from applying to different jobs or anything like that, since I don't, have a college degree and I lacked experience in any of the jobs. But yeah, it was kind of a struggle. It was very, very frustrating trying to look for a job when you knew you had little experience and you had no college degree. And then I was like, okay, well, since that's kind of a struggle, why not just go back to school? But honestly, I just couldn't figure out, why would I go back to school for? What would I study? Where would I go? Why would I go back? I wanted to, but I'm also just but why? For what? What's the point? Why go back to school when it's so expensive to go to a school here in the United States? But after a while, I'm let's actually really seriously consider going to a community college. For real. Let's take that seriously. So I did look at one of my local community colleges, and I found that there are a couple programs that seemed really interesting to me, something I really wanted to study more in. And as far as what I'm going to do with those degrees, I don't even know. I still don't even know right now, but it's at least a step in the right direction. So that's just a quick backstory as far as what I mean by going back to school. Now, as far as when I'm in school, the idea is for me to get an associate's degree. I really want, at least bottom line, get an associate's degree. Now, as far as a bachelor's, we'll see about that. That's still a little bit up in the air for right now, but I will be going back to school as a full-time student. And as far as what I'm interested in majoring in, so far I am listed as an English major. A part of me, though, also would like to major in French as well. So ideally I will be studying English and French more or less, but I also need to be taking a lot of the general classes. And I did earn enough credits from my time at this bigger university to not have to retake certain classes. So I don't need to take a math class. And again, I don't have to take more French classes or anything like that, but I want to study French. So I'll be doing English and French. That's my idea here. And yeah, I mean, I've applied, I've been accepted. I've already applied for FAFSA. I did my orientation. I've already registered for classes, so I already know what classes I'll be taking in the spring 2026 semester. And right now, I'm just waiting for the financial aid offer to come in. And I also need to figure out transportation because the community college that I've been accepted to is a little bit further out from where I live. So I'm definitely going to need some sort of like way to get easy access to public transportation. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. That's the idea so far, at least as far as like spring 2026. And of course, I'll be having a summer break and then I'll come back to school during the fall. But yeah, 2026 is just full of just school. I'm going to be a college student for 2026 and also most of, if not all of 2027 as well. Now, as far as what this means for YouTube, I will be taking a hiatus. I'm not certain with the amount of schoolwork that's going to take for me, and it's also the amount of studying that I'm going to take and maybe even work. I don't know how much time I can even post anything, but I will say though, reading sprints is still going to be a thing. It's still going to be a monthly thing, so you can still look forward to those reading sprints because that's going to help me as far as like studying. So I'll take those time as far as reading to be studying. Most likely though, they'll be during the weekend. So like a Saturday or something, maybe a Friday. And for sure on holidays, like if there's certain holidays, I know for sure that I'm not going to class. We'll have sprints on those days. So definitely making sure I'll carve some time for studying, but also maybe take some time during those sprints to be doing some leisure reading as well, depending on, how I'm managing my schoolwork. And I do plan, though, to still be pretty active. At least the idea is that summer 2026, I'll be active. I'll make sure not to buy more than I can chew, because I don't want to be so overwhelmed during the summer that I start crashing or anything. But ideally, I will try to be a lot more active, especially with posting for videos during the summer. There are going to be still some things I still want to participate in as far as in the bookish community, like readathons and stuff. I'm still going to see if I can do that during the summer as well. But again, I'm trying to make sure I don't bite off more than I can chew. And then also I will be hosting the Stitch Day readathon. That's still happening the end of June. All right. That's still happening regardless. And I'll make sure that the live stream is split into 2 parts, but I'll make sure it's still 26 hours throughout, like straight up. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all my thoughts for this, hey, I'm taking a hiatus kind of video, but I'm just going back to school. That's the idea here. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited to go back. Yeah, and then, y'all will be there. I mean, hopefully y'all will be here in my journey in going back to school and stuff and, furthering my education, and I'll give y'all some updates as well. I feel like hopefully I can do maybe some check-in videos here and there as far as where things are going. Not just for y'all, but also for myself, because, I also like to look back in these kind of videos just to see, where I am in my own personal journey. So yeah, I hope you all here for that ride, and thank you all for watching this announcement video. If you like this video, obviously like it, comment down below your thoughts on this. Hope you all here for this journey, and subscribe. Again, I know there's gonna be less videos next year in general, but hey, still subscribe. I'm still gonna at least try to at least have some sprints at least, so there's something for everyone, I feel like. And if you made this far into the video, you're not sure what to say, but you want to leave me an emoji, let me know you were here. Please leave me any sort of school-related emoji. It's an apple, a backpack, ruler, pen, pencil, laptop, school building, whatever, what have you, right? Again, thank you all, though, for watching this video, and I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.